please don't hurt us. And they were touring the place. And Trump said something like, Biden wanted to put me in one of these cages. That son of a bitch. I'm like, he's just freeballing now. He doesn't give a damn. I couldn't believe he called Biden a son of a bitch.
Oh, I feel like that's not even the first time he's done. I texted you back when you sent me that he called Biden a son of a bitch, and I said, and I do think this is exactly what would happen. Is like one day soon he's gonna be like, Joe Biden, he wanted me in jail. I hate him. He's a bastard. And then like Joe Biden's gonna be announced dead like 40 minutes later, and Trump's gonna have to come out and be like, all his life he was a warrior. This guy for the United States, for America.
He doesn't do that though. He'd be like, he died like he lived. A dog. Died like a dog.
When Biden had cancer, somebody posted something sweet and kind on Trump's Truth Social. It didn't look like Trump's writing style.
Hell no.
Wait, you would know if it was Trump if there were random like boomer caps moments where he's like, the Democrats are coming for you in the election or whatever. Like he just, and that is a very boomer coded thing to randomly break out into all caps throughout your text.
And then he'll add like these little explainers. He'll be like, the supreme, we know exactly where the supreme leader of Iran is. We could take him out. And then like in all caps in parentheses, dead. or kill. And it's like, we knew what you meant.
It wasn't confusing.
You didn't have to literally spell it out for us.
You saw the video of him. This is pre-election, but it was like him in the war room watching CNN or Fox or something like cover something Biden did. And it showed like his tweeting process where he's not on his phone doing it. He's like dictating it to a pretty girl. And then she like shows it to him and he's like, and then I want you to say, get real, Democrats. This is America. I want America in all caps. And then like he'll like do that and then be like, that looks good, post it. And then that's it.
Make it
like
America with a K, at least one K.
I bet he's not a comments reader. I bet he's like a, post only kind of internet guy where he posts and then he gets feedback on what the comments were from those same underlings.
Yes, that. He's like, how's it going? And if they say good, then he just takes it as good. Or if they say great, he just takes it as that. I've sort of seen him do that before where it's like, I don't think you're reading the comments, sir. I think you're taking someone's word for it on that one. The people didn't love that as much as you think they did. Yeah, it's only 6 months in, Taylor. Only 6 months in. I know that you've been unhappy with the ICE deportation numbers. You feel like they're far, far too low.
Too low.
And I mean, look, this big beautiful bill. It sounds to me like a bad deal for most people. However, there are two things in there that you might like. One, they removed the $200 cost on tax stamps for SBRs and suppressors. So
short
that's nice.
Rifles, if you're not a gun person.
And then the other one, they're like, maybe my numbers are wrong, but I think they're upping ICE's budget by tenfold.
Yeah, something like that.
It's tens of billions of dollars more for ICE. It may be $100 billion more for ICE. It's something nutty.
It's a lot more for ICE because they were like, I think they had like a $2 billion budget before, like something smaller than you'd think. But even so, it's like, yeah, I like expanding ICE and hopefully increasing deportations and then, getting silencers for cheaper. That's neat. But it seems like there's also a bunch of like nonsense billionaire tax cut stuff that doesn't need to be in there.
That's the thing. They hand out like lower taxes on tips. I somewhere in the versions, it was like, if you get a tip by a credit card, you still have to pay the tax. But if you get a tip in cash, you don't have to pay the tax. And I'm like, did you think they were paying taxes on their cash tips? You fucking moron. No one does that. But like, it's like they give the crumbs to some waitresses and then they give the real meal to the billionaires. And that's even as a percentage. Like sometimes it's easy to look at these numbers and be like, man, the rich got way bigger tax cuts than the poor. And it's like, well, they're paying all the taxes. It's hard to give the poor $1 million tax cut when they didn't pay anyway.
True.
But even as a percentage, the rich got much better tax cuts than the lower end there.
They paid for it. The tax cuts they paid for.
Oh, by buying politicians?
Yes. I mean, they all pay. I mean, the richest people in the world all drop that